Sai Ram. Welcome to Shri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes. Let's learn English series with Mrs. Kalpana Heblekar. And now we are going to do the names of wild animals with sounds. Okay? Are you scared? Okay. Let us see which are the wild animals. Now, what are the wild animals? Okay? Those animals that live in the jungles and forests and are not human friendly. That means you can't keep it in your house. Okay? Are called wild animals. Now tell me, which are the animals which we can keep it in our house? Yes, domestic animals. Yes, correct. We cannot trust them. Who? We cannot trust the wild animals. Okay? And even after training, they follow their instincts. That means, suppose in the circus and all, sometimes the lion is left without giving food, then it will go to its own natural instincts of pouncing. It will not see that he is the circus master or anything. It will just pounce. Okay, it is his nature, right? Okay, they are carnivorous, means they eat flesh. Now we will see, let's learn some names of wild animals with sounds. Lion roars. Lion roars. Okay? Yes, see how this roars? And then bear growl. Elephant trumpet. Camels grunt. Rat squeak. Okay? Monkey gibber. Yes. Frog croak. Frog croak. Then we have jackal howl. And then wolf howl. Okay? So, lion roars, bear growl, elephant trumpet, camel grunt, rat squeak, monkey gibber, frog croak, jackal howl, wolf howl. Okay? Yes, see how it is howling? It will keep its neck and mouth full high. It will look at the sky and do the howling. Yes? Then see this tiger. Oh my God, it is so ferocious, right? It is angry. So it is seeing its prey. So see how it is roaring. R-O-A-R-I-N-G, roaring. The tiger roars. Okay? Then elephant trumpet. Elephant trumpet. Then camels. Yes. Then rat. See? Squeak. Monkey gibber. Yes, very good. Frog croak. Jackal howl. Okay. Homes of some wild animals. Now let us see what are the homes. I told you, we all live in our homes, right? So even the domestic animals, we have learned in the previous lessons how they are staying in their different. Yes. Now tell me, pig where it stays? Yes, sty. Very good. So now let us see homes of some wild animals. Lion lives in a den. Okay. Then bear lives in a cave. Okay, see, you can see the cave. Bear lives in a cave. Elephant lives in the jungle and forest, open. Okay. Camel lives in desert, and camel is also called ship of the desert. Okay. Then we have rat. Rat lives in holes. See, it will dig a hole for itself and it will go and stay there. Then monkey, M-O-N-K-E-Y, monkey, they live on trees. See, so nicely, comfortably, nicely it will sit. Okay. Then frog, it will stay in the pond. Yes, it will stay in the water. Then jackal in open savanna deserts. Okay, we find them in savanna deserts, in the open air. Yes, wolf also in deep forests. Deep forests. Okay. Now this reminds me, forests, I will tell you a story. Once we end this, let me see how much time is left and then I can tell you a beautiful story. Okay, of the forest. Then tiger, dense forest, very thick forest, no? Tiger lives there. Okay. So now what are the young ones of the wild animals called? You know young ones? Yes, very good. So lion, leopard, cheetah and tiger, their young ones are called as cub, C-U-B, cub. See, the lion, the small lion is there. It is called a cub. Okay. Bear, B-E-A-R, bear. It's also called cub. See, this is also called cub. Now, all of you notice, even in domestic animals and even in wild animals, what did you notice? Yes, very good. The small babies are always protected by their mother. So, be it a domestic animal, be it a wild animal, okay, and be it human beings also, okay. We also take care of our little ones, right? So, the mother is so protective of the little ones, see. So, we should always thank the role of the mother, okay, in our lives. Yes, very good. Then elephant, calf. See this elephant, and elephants, you know what they will do? They will come in herd. You know, the many elephants will be there and they will protect the younger ones, okay. Then giraffe is also called calf. See, the young giraffe is also called calf. Yes, we have done in our general knowledge, right? The giraffe takes out its tongue and cleans its ears. It is 21 inches long. Okay, we use Johnson bud, right? But giraffe will use its tongue. Okay. Then kangaroo, it is called joy. Okay. Then we have monkey, is called infant. See, the mother is protecting the baby so nicely, the infant. Okay. And sometimes, you know, now this is sitting on the back of the mother, but sometimes when she wants to jump, she will tell him silently, you know, and this one will go and cling her stomach very tightly, and this monkey, mama monkey, will jump from tree to tree. But she sees that, you know, the little one never falls. Okay. Zebra, foal. Okay, this is called, the smaller one is called foal. Then rhinoceros, it is called calf. The small one is called calf. And wolf is called whelp. Whelp, W-H-E-L-P, whelp. Learn this word, children, because it is completely different from the others. Okay. So, W-H-E-L-P, whelp. Then deer is fawn, F-A-W-N, fawn. So, in this all the others are common, but except joy, that is kangaroo, and then rhinoceros is calf, zebra is foal, then wolf is whelp and deer is fawn. Okay. Yes, what is this? Fawn. Very good. Now, are you ready to play a game with me? Yes, very good. Let us play a game. Name 5 animals whose young ones are called cubs. Come on, quickly. Okay, there are many. Yes, very good. Good answers. The young ones of the lion, tiger, leopard, cheetah, bear are called cubs. Very good. Then where does the horse stay? Come on, tell me. See, this game time is mixture of domestic animals and the wild animals. Okay. So, where does the horse stay? Horse stays in a stable. Yes, very good. Where does the pig stay? I just told in the starting of this lesson, pigs stay in the sty. Yes, S-T-Y, sty. Yes, as I promised to tell you all the story, okay, of the dense forest and the wild animals, I will tell you. All of you are ready to listen? Yes. There was a small boy and his name was Chintan, okay, and he was staying with his mother. And his father was away in some different place far off for work basis. Okay. So, what happens is Chintan was alone with his mother, and mother was very pious. Pious means she was very spiritual. So, every day she used to tell Chintan, that you should pray God and you should have faith in God, like that. Okay, so every day they have a nice beautiful Krishna statue, and then they do aarti and they give prasadam to eat, and that prasad, the food which is given to God, that only they eat. Okay, so now this Chintan school they are staying in the outskirts of the village, outskirts, and his school is in the other village, and in between there is a dense forest, means thick forest with thick trees, and there are very many wild animals, and vultures and snakes and everything there are. So Chintan always used to catch hold of his mother's hand, and his mother used to hold his bag on her shoulder, and she used to take him to the school and bring him again back from school. Okay, this was the routine. Now one day what happens, Chintan has got test and his mother is not well. So Chintan starts crying. If I don't go for, do you all cry? Yes, if you can't go for test, your teacher will scold you, right? You feel, right? The same way, Chintan is very much scared. He's telling, Mama, today if I don't go to school, then my teacher will scold me because there is test, and after the test there is party. So his mother says, okay, don't worry, take your bag, and after aarti she tells him, go to the forest, and when you are crossing the forest, if you are scared, then just call Madhusudan. Okay, just say, Madhusudan, come, Madhusudan, come. So this boy asks, who is Madhusudan? She is telling, he is your elder brother. So he remembers that, and he takes his bag and he goes. So now when you are alone going to the school, what do? When you are with your mother or your father, what do? You hold their hand and go. But when you are alone, you take the stone and just kick it, or see the butterflies, you go there, and then you go this side when you see something beautiful, bird or a flower, right? So but then Chintan remembers, no, my mama told me that I should walk straight. Okay, so he starts walking straight. Now he comes in the middle of the forest, and it's fully dark because though it is in the morning, but it is dark because it is thickly forest, thick leaves, big leaves, and big branches, thick forest it is, many trees nearby. And he starts hearing the voice, sounds of tiger, lion, cheetah, and then even snakes hissing, hissing, psst, psst, they do know like that. Then bears shouting, and he's so scared. And then from far he can see, a herd of elephants coming, and they are trumpeting, song they do, and he's so scared of it, and he doesn't want to go. Now he doesn't know where to. He forgot that his house is this side behind. He forgot. Sometimes it happens, right? We forget everything when we are very scared. So now what happens? He suddenly remembers. He throws his bag down. He's so scared, shivering, and he's shouting, Madhusudan, Madhusudan. So then he shouts 2 times, but then nobody comes. Then he says, oh, Madhusudan is not coming. Mama told that I should call Madhusudan and he's not coming. What to do? Then he says, Madhusudan, please come, Madhusudan. I don't have anybody other than you. Please come and save me. So, and when he said that, it's a beautiful sound of flute from behind the tree. So this Chintan starts looking here and there. Where is this sound coming from? Then he sees a beautiful boy, beautiful flute. Okay, the sound of the flute is very beautiful and very musical, and a handsome boy comes out, he's very small, at maybe 16, 17 years. Yes, he's young boy, and he's coming, he's so handsome, and his little blue color. He has a peacock feather. So, Madhusudan is so handsome. So this Chintan, he forgets everything. He's forgetting seeing the handsomeness of Madhusudan. He keeps on seeing. Then suddenly he remembers that he has to go to school. So he tells, brother, please, I'm so scared. Will you catch my bag and take me to school? So he says, okay. And then Krishna, he puts his flute in the this, he waist, and then he carries his bag, catches hold of this Chintan, and they both go. On the way, they start talking. So when the school is nearing, then Chintan says that, oh, I forgot one thing. My teacher told for the party I have to get some sweets, but my mother is not well. So he will scold me naturally, Then Madhusudan says, don't worry. He gives him one bowl, okay? One beautiful bowl. Now we say that bowl as Akshay Patra, okay? He gives him and he says, whatever you want, you just close your eyes and you say, Madhusudan, I want this, I want that, and then it will come. So, this Chintan is very happy, and then he never has a doubt, and he keeps it in his bag and he runs to the school. Now his test is over, everything is over, and now is party time. So the teacher calls everybody to the dining hall, and then everybody rush. And all have brought so many things, some have brought pani puri, some have brought sev puri, some have brought mithai, and so many things they have brought, and they all give it to their teacher. Now his turn comes, Chintan's. So, teacher is asking, what did you bring, Chintan? So Chintan says, I have brought this bowl. He shows the bowl. So all are laughing, all the children are laughing. Ha 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 ha. What is this empty bowl, and what are you going to show me? And what are we going to eat? Empty bowl, they are asking. So he says, no, my brother told me that whatever I ask, it will come. Now tell me, what do you want? So they say that they want sweets, sevai or basundi it is called. They want that. It is made, it's a kheer made by rice, boiled rice, and sugar or jaggery and milk, okay? And it is very tasty. So they say that we want to eat that. Now this boy, Chintan, he says, Madhusudan, please give me basundi. My friends and my teacher wants to eat it. And you will not imagine, its whole room is, with the aroma of basundi. And everyone are doing like that. When anything is very, very tasty, you do that, right? When your mother cooks in the kitchen, something which is very favorite to you, what do? Mama, give me soon, right? So in the same way, all the boys, they pounce and they start eating. They forget what they have brought and they start eating. Everybody is full. And then they say thank you to Chintan and they go back home. And now it's the time for Chintan to go back home. So his master says that, who is your brother? Can you show me? So he says, okay, come. Then they both go near the end of the starting of the forest area where Madhusudan had left him in the morning. So, and then Chintan calls, Madhusudan. So, that Madhusudan comes, okay? And then Chintan says, see, he is Madhusudan. But the teacher can't see him, So, he says, where is he? I can't see him. Then Madhusudan tells Chintan, it's okay, your teacher will not be able to see me. Come on, let's go, it's going to be late. So, Chintan holds Madhusudan's hand and they both walk, okay? On the way back, Madhusudan tells this Chintan, you should be always very obedient and you should be always, have good faith on anything. Whatever, elders tell, you should have faith and you should have faith in God. When you have faith in God, everything can be achieved, okay? So now Chintan goes home and then his mother says that, he tells his mother, Madhusudan came and this thing happened. How we go and tell home, right? Do you go home and tell your mother, this thing happened, that thing happened? You don't take a breath also, right? Then this happened, that time he tells. Then his mother says, is it really true? Let me see, come, let's go out and see where is Madhusudan. So they both go out, but Madhusudan, Chintan can see Madhusudan, but his mother also cannot see Madhusudan. Now, you will tell me why. Because his mother was spiritual. But when Chintan told her that Madhusudan came and to leave him, she did not believe, She said that, where is he? But she should have believed. She should have said, yes, maybe Madhusudan has come and left you. Very good. She should have said that. But she said, no. She said, where is he? So she came out to see. So there was a little shift in her faith, okay? So whatever we do, we have to have good faith. That is called, and that is the first one. And the second, what is the moral of the second moral of the story is, the second moral of the story is we should never doubt anyone. Okay, we should never doubt, and we should have full love and affection for God. Okay, did you like the story? Okay, now I want all of you to write down this story in your own small way. Okay, let it be whatever you have understood in any language, especially English. I want you to write so that we can see what mistakes you are doing. Write small sentences. There was a boy, he was staying with his mother. Okay, like that, small sentences you write and make. But I want you to not to forget the moral of the story. That is very important. So when you write a story, you should have the idea. Okay, and then when you have the idea, you should start expanding that idea. Means you should write that I went to forest, this, that, and everything you should tell. You can't tell a story in one line. Okay, you have to describe that properly, and then last you have to end with a moral of the story. I hope you have understood. Yes. Now thank you for attending my classes in Sri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam, and you are learning Let's Learn English with Kalpana Heblekar. Sai Ram and thank you.